All right, so we've gotten our collar grip. Let me know because I didn't say it in the original thing. So the transition there is I want to, let me circle you this way, just so that your chest is facing the camera more. I'm kind of hitting with like this like monkey fist leopard paw thing, right? I don't want to think about grabbing this lapel. I want to think about connecting, and then I'm going to turn the dial. When I turn the dial, my thumb is going to flare out, so my thumb will end up outside the lapel, my forefingers will end up behind the lapel, and that's what's going to allow me to get this secure grip, okay? So now we have the secure grip, we're going to make use of it. We're going to make use of it with a pretty simple attack. It's going to be our snap down. It's going to be the main thing that we're going to utilize to open up most of our attacks involving this collar grip, okay? You can utilize this principle in a lot of different places. So the way we're going to do this is by combining two motions together. Because if I just try to pull Mike's posture down, don't let me pull your posture down. It's not going to, there's not a lot that's going to happen if I just try to use my muscles. I mean, you know, I know I'm pretty swole, but not everybody, you know, has the strength that, anyway. So I'm going to combine two major movements together. First, I have my collar grip. I'm going to take a step back, and I'm going to bring him with me. The way that that works, so invisible opponent, is back, and yes, victory. So I'm going to move you off your base now. So back, and pull him to you. Okay, that's the first motion. The second motion, this is kind of hard to explain, so I'm going to do my best. But I want you to imagine that I had to swing a hammer really hard. Okay, so I'm holding a hammer, but I am not allowed to use my other hand to help, so I can't like grab here and do this, and I am not allowed to bring my hand down, so I can't go down and come over. But I want to get momentum. So imagine I'm in that scenario. How would I get momentum, right? I would have to bring my elbow up and use the rotation of my shoulder to get that leverage. Does that make sense? Or to build that momentum. So almost like you could say like cracking a whip or something. I think a hammer is a better metaphor though, because like, anyway. So elbow goes up and then kind of rotates down. Kind of imagine you had to keep your hand in place with a certain degree of, you know, right. Yeah. Okay. That's the motion I'm going to use to initiate my snap down, right? So without too much, just be super light for a second. What that kind of looks like is I'm flaring up and I'm getting this down. Okay. I am going to combine that with my pull. Okay. I'm going to do this kind of light just for the first time. So I want to elbow flare out, step back, and pull down, okay? Now, we're going to add one more piece to that puzzle because you may have thought to yourself, well, Alex, you know, you think you're so smart. If I snap this guy down and pull him straight into me, well, like, I don't know how that helps me. And that's a great point, Danny, and I'm glad you pointed that out because that's true. So what I want to do is so my elbow flares, I step out, and I'm going to turn that corner. Right. I'm going to, like a bullfighter, and I want him to go there. So I'm going to do this with a little bit of pizzazz. Right. So all together, what this kind of looks like is I have my grip, my elbow flares, and I twirl them that way. Okay. If I'm particularly mean and I can really make some momentum with this, you can literally just pull a person right to their knees. So that's what we're going to basically work on for today. Everything else that we're going to utilize building off of this is going to be off of the reaction they have to this, which is basically going to be I go for the deal, he postures up, and then we start working for our other stuff. But for just the purposes of today, just building up the building blocks for the stuff we're going to be using later. Again, this way, I get my collar, so circle the outside, get my grip, turn the dial, get the control. Oh, let me note one thing also, just for the camera and for you guys. You guys were kind of already deducing this, but I can also use this grip to maintain some distance, right? So if I just kind of get to this outside corner and stiff arm, like turn to face me like I can kind of keep him from squaring up with me. If I just want to do that, I can kind of keep him out there. Just kind of punch that lapel, stiff arm him. Anyway, from here, I'm going to do the thing now. So my elbow goes up, right? And I'm going to take a step back, drag him to the floor, and turn the corner out of the way. So it looks like this. From here, I can just like post and get my position. Pretty simple, right? Let's see. You know what? I'm going to show you guys one last thing. I had plans, I was going to do this on Wednesday, but this will just give us more time. So, I start initiating this thing, right? Boom. He postures up. I'm going to get this sleeve grip on the elbow. I can get it low on the sleeve, I can get it middle of the sleeve. I'm going to now make two things happen at once. I'm going to snap him down over and over again. I'm going to repeat that motion like over and over and over again, and I'm going to circle. And it's going to look, you're about the ball. Okay. And it's going to look like this. Call that like a cyclone. I'm just basically going to whip, 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 and circle and kind of drag him around until I can create the momentum to punch him over. It looks fucking stupid, but it works pretty well. Do you want to see any of that? Yes, please. John, can I grab you? So, I'm really sorry, guys. So, right. So again, first thing, I get my grip. Okay, let me rotate you just a little bit. I get my grip. I'm combining two motions at once, or kind of three. One is again my hammer, my elbow down. That's how I'm getting the momentum of that snap down. Okay. I'm using my step back and pull to get him off his base, and then I'm using a quarter turn to get out of range. So I'm going to do the thing now. The way that it looks, get up here. Right. So that's the first. If I can get him, just get his knees to go to the floor. Sometimes you'll end up where they're kind of bent over, and I'm just going to like punch him to the mat. Okay. The second one, I'll do this one kind of light, is I do the first thing. He starts posturing up, and I'm getting this sleeve grip. I generally, for this one, generally get low, but it's usually better to get in the middle, honestly, in general. But my fingers are all messed up. So I'm here, and then I'm going to combine, basically do both of those. So that same thing, so let's say you posture up, that same thing as I whirly bird around. So I'm going to do the thing. So I'm here. I'll turn that corner, trying to make John fall, but he's not falling. Ah, there we go. And I'm working for that angle where I can kind of punch against the collar and pull against the sleeve. That make sense, guys?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. Let's part up, work on those.
Cool.
All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3.